Hey, Jeremy here from Gasol's Garage, and
I'm Pat. Welcome back.
what the hell are we doing today, Pat?
We are working on the, what can I call this? The frame triangulation slash cradle mount. Got it all built. Just need to clean it up and weld it on the car. But these plates here are where the tubing's gonna weld onto. And the whole reason we're doing this is so we can drop the whole cradle out. So it would need to be bolted in. So we're gonna bolt it in where it's gonna go. I'm gonna weld the nuts on the back. That way it can be unbolted and dropped. And that's all. Then these can get welded on the car after Jeremy's done with hours and hours of grinding.
Yes, I'm having lots of fun doing that. So this is the nut and bolts of the operation?
It's what?
This is the nut and bolts of the operation?
Yeah, exactly. Jeremy's nuts for buying the car, and I'm trying to get it bolted back together.
So here we go. So anyway, yeah, Pat here, had me buy a whole bag of nuts here, bag of bolts.
They're spares.
Why are these spares, Pat?
Because I may have sent you the wrong link to the wrong thread pattern.
So I'm not the only one that screws shit up, He had me buy the wrong one, so now I had to go down and buy, 6 of the right size at the local hardware store so we can move on with the day instead of screwing up all day.
Yep.
Anyway, shit happens when you're building a car.
Oh well.
Here we go. All right, so I'm over here grinding down where the old engine mounts were, right here and right here. Like I said, this is the only solid piece that was on the whole car. Still got a little bit more to do right here, and then we'll just seal it off. So that should look good. Now let's go see what Pat's up to. All right, what we got going on over here?
Taking a tool inventory of all my grinding tools. Trying to get the mill scale off. Just makes it better for welding, easier to paint over.
What is mill scale for those people who don't know what it is?
It's a coating they put on at the factory. I don't know if it's a coating or if it's a part of the process from making the steel, but it's a hard, super hard coating that just protects the steel. You can see how this is kind of black and this is shiny. It's really fun to get off. Found the best tool is a rock wheel. I've got sandpaper, I've tried stripping discs, I've tried other stripping discs. Yeah, the grinding wheel takes it off.
So is the other one done?
Process, and in the process of grinding it off, I got into the weld a little bit, so went ahead and smoothed out the welds.
Is the other one done, ready to go now, or what's going on with that?
It's ready to, I got it ready to weld the nuts on the back. Figured I'd just do them both at once. That way it'll be a captured nut. All you need is an Allen head and pop the bolts out and the cradle will fall.
Cool.
I think they made a song about that.
Probably more than one.
All right, so now you can see here an example of the mill scale like I was talking about earlier. See how dark it is? And this is all ground off, which, I don't know, that stuff's like kryptonite. It's just gnarly. So I bolted the plate back on where it's gonna live, and the cradle is gonna be built out of here. So I bolted it on, and now I'm getting ready to weld the nuts in on the backside. That way you can unbolt it and drop the whole thing, because the reason I'm welding the nuts in here is because once this is on the car, it's going to be welded solid, so you will not be able to access it. That way, it's like a factory car. When they have nuts inside the frame, you take something off, the nut stays there. That's what this is going to be. That's all it is, plain and simple. It doesn't take much to weld these on. Pretty much a tack weld on the two sides. Big tack.
Like that wind picking up while you're doing it?
Yeah, it seems to be okay. Actually, it wasn't the wind that gave me the problem last time. It was the regulator. It'll weld for like 2 inches, and the gas shuts off on its own. So I need a new regulator for this one. Let those cool before I take the bolts out. Hopefully they come out.
So for those who don't know, wind can blow the gas away while you're welding. It's too much.
Which is what I thought the problem was when I was welding the second one of these up, but it turns out my regulator took a shake. But it's, like I said, works for 2 minutes, or yeah, roughly about 2 minutes, and then it shuts off. So not good for long bursts.
And there we have it. Now we got some nice boxes to attach to the car, so we have some nice mounting points at the front of the engine.
Now we just need to mount them to the car. It looks like Jeremy's almost done over there, so yeah, that'll be the next step.
So basically I got to finish grinding all the old mounts off, and then we can get these in.
We just want to make sure we got rid of the last solid piece of the car that we didn't put on.
Why have a solid piece of the car? That doesn't matter. All right, well, as you can see here, where it was is completely ground down now. You know, it just has a little seam sealer filling it in, the little holes and whatnot, but it's good to go right now, and now we can move on to what Pat's been working on. Wow, something's painted on my car?
Yeah, well, I want to keep it from rusting again.
Well, Porsche 914s are known from rust from the inside out, so.
Yeah. Since nobody's ever going to see this again, I figured I'd paint it now, and since nobody's ever going to see it again, I put like 5 coats of paint on it in 1 coat. That way, it's got some paint on it.
Nice.
It does not want to rust at this point.
Hopefully.
Not on that side.
Uh-oh, something's going on. Pat's underneath the car with his welder.
Yeah. Getting ready to tack this in. Right there. Should be fun.
You're messing up my heater holes.
What heater?
Wow, that's all we need to hold it in place, to hold the engine in place?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right.
Bigger one. Remember, kids, always clean your lens on your welding helmet, and yeah, never run an extension cord on your welder, especially a 50-footer.
What does that cause?
Causes it to not have enough input power. This cord is designed for a welder, and it's 220, so I'm not too worried about it. But I am worried about the fact that I can't see.
Can't see? What do you need to see for? That's true, see? So yeah, this will be the new engine mounting point. Put a bracket right here coming off for a cradle, coming up somewhere. And got the engine mount right here. We're good to go. Get rid of those other factory ugly ones and put on some nice heavy duty big ones now. Nice.
Jeremy went out to go grab a bite to eat for us, and I've been a little busy. As you can see, got that side in, still got to weld up the top. I'll wait till the motor's out for that. And I just sprayed some rust-proofing paint on there just to protect it while it's waiting. And yeah, that side's pretty much done. That will support the motor right there. And obviously we're gonna have it tied in 2 other places on each side. And if you go over here, there's the one that's not painted yet. It's not the prettiest, but it'll work. Good for now. And yeah, we'll get it all cleaned up and painted. And once we put the bed liner down, it'll blend right in and it'll look pretty good. All right, back to your regular scheduled programming. All right, now you can see I got the mounting plate bolted back up. Also, I got the other side painted, got it mounted back up. And what's gonna happen now is we're gonna come off here with the tube. It's gonna come around, probably at a 45, come through here, a couple mounts coming up to here. And then, let me turn around, try not to get dizzy here. It's gonna come back, all the way back, and tie in back here. And then we'll have a couple cross braces that will tie this side to this side, and it's gonna hopefully hold the motor really well and be a nice cradle where we can drop the motor out in one piece, just like a new car, I guess. That would speed things up if anything ever has to happen where the motor has to come out or anything along those lines, or when we go to paint it, we can just drop the motor out, 6-8 bolts, boom, it's on the floor, pick the car up, take it over the motor, and then we don't have to mask all that off. We can get the engine bay, get that all cleaned up and paint it all at once. All right, on to the next one.
All right, well, another day we're freaking working on the engine mounts, but it looks like we actually did something today there, Pat.
Yeah, well, there's some, filmed a couple of videos while Jeremy was out getting his lunch, so we'll pick up from there. As you can see, the reason why I wanted to do these, if you look at the bottom of this car, maybe you can show them how the factory frame rails are just basically stamped steel sheet metal that go straight back, and there's no triangulation. The motor obviously would have stiffened it up a little bit, but these that I put in here are going to triangulate this to the main body, which is probably the strongest part of the car. And then, like I said, we're going to have the cradle come back like this, and it's going to tie into the motor. Then that's going to tie together. And I plan on having a piece come up to the shock tower and a piece back to the rear apron. That'll tie everything together. And that is going to stiffen up the back of this car tremendously, and also make it so much easier to work on. Because literally at this point, it's going to be 2, 4, 6, so 12 bolts, 13, 14. Motor and trans are on the ground, and you can do whatever you want to it at that point. Just jack up the back of the car and you got access to everything on the motor. Should be pretty nice. Any thoughts?
Sounds like a plan to me. I mean, anything's better than our original design.
Yeah, that was not good.
It's come a long way though. So once again, as always, please give money to St. Jude. Please hit that subscribe, like, tag, share, follow.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
See you next time.